Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. I'm Hugh Richies. In the headlines tonight, a woman is sentenced to life in prison for a murder in Hull. The city of Stoke hopes to follow Hull as City of Culture, and a new cycle hub is on track in Cleethorpes. And later in tonight's programme, I'll be joined by our very own Luke with the latest news from Hull 2017. Before that, Jack Muscat on the latest developments in local sport. A Hull woman has been sentenced to life in prison. 52-year-old Angela Burkett will serve a minimum of 20 years for the murder of Joanne Hemingway in June. She was also sentenced to 18 months in prison for witness intimidation, that sentence to run concurrently. Burkett was found guilty earlier this week. She attacked her victim in revenge following a dispute. There had been an altercation on Beverley Road a few days before the murder. People across our region are being urged to be vigilant against counterfeit banknotes in the run-up to Christmas. Crime Stoppers has launched an appeal today, warning people about fraudsters making, buying or selling fraudulent money. Over 237,000 worthless banknotes with a notional value of over £4 million were seized from the UK's streets in the first half of 2017. Christmas is a time when more cash changes hands, enabling fraudsters to target busy shops. Hull City of Culture 2017 may soon be coming to an end, but several other UK cities are bidding to become the next recipient of the award in 2021. Coventry, Paisley, Stoke-on-Trent, Sunderland and Swansea are all in the running to succeed Hull as UK City of Culture. Representatives from Stoke-on-Trent were in Hull yesterday, armed with a giant duck. Chair of the Stoke campaign, Abby Brown, said having a City of Culture status has a positive impact.
Well, it heard a lot really about the value that winning City of Culture brings to your city, and about the interest, not just nationally but also locally, people who perhaps maybe thought they already knew what Hull City Centre had to offer and were coming back into the city to see what it's got now and coming back again. And obviously the growth in businesses that have happened here and the growth in the tourism market, again, really interesting for us to learn from. There's things that we know we need to focus on a bit more in Stoke as well.
We know that there was lots of capital investment in Hull, lots of changes in terms of just the layout in the city streets and refurbishing some of your major cultural institutions. We're already on that. We've started that process now. We want to be ready to welcome the world.
One of the greetings that we have in Stoke-on-Trent is that we will say to people, "Hey up duck," basically the giant duck doesn't feature anywhere in our cultural programme if we were to win 2021, but it's a kind of a figure, "Hey up duck." And what started off really as just kind of a bit of a funny thing with small ducks ended up in a 30-foot duck here behind me, who's actually done a tour of the city in the last month.
Stoke-on-Trent is an incredible place. We're a place where people make art from dirt and have done for 2,000 years. We're people who take the raw materials out of the ground and turn them into beautiful and useful things and have sent them all around the world. The world capital of ceramics.
And the winning bid will be announced later this evening. We'll bring you all the details in tomorrow's news. The Environment Agency says flooding is expected tonight in Hornsea. Overtopping waves and spray are expected to hit the town between 6:45 p.m. and 9 p.m. Properties along the front and the South Promenade and Marine Drive are likely to be affected. Hull's first ever 4-star hotel has opened its doors. The Doubletree by Hilton Hull has welcomed its first guests on Ferrens Way. The £25 million venue has 165 bedrooms, a ballroom and a Marco Pier White restaurant. It's on the site of the former LA's nightclub. A new medical research centre will be built in Hull. It comes after local businessman Dr Assam Alam pledged around £3 million to Hull and East Yorkshire Hospitals NHS Trust to provide enhanced clinical research facilities at Hull Royal Infirmary. The proposed scheme would see a range of services move from their current home in the Brocklehurst building to a modern facility at the Women and Children's Hospital. The aim is to enhance and develop work in diabetes, endocrinology and metabolic bone disease at the hospital and to attract high-calibre research staff. The new facility will be finished by June 2019. The Hull Food Bank is expecting a rise in numbers of users over the Christmas period. The charity warns many families across the city will be struggling to pay bills during the winter and using the food bank for help. They're expecting people needing food to reach around 130 a week.
We're part of the Trussell Trust network of food banks. And traditionally, December is one of the busiest times. So just before Christmas, we put out an appeal for the public to give us their donations to help us through this busy time. It's all the general non-perishables things. Obviously, it's people in a crisis, so we have the basics to get them through that crisis. But also anything Christmassy, which would really help people, boost their morale even. Just it's a horrible time to go hungry, I think, around Christmas. So if there's like mince pies or chocolates or toiletries, all the extras that we might take for granted, but it makes such a difference of the Christmas period for our clients. I think since April, the start of the financial year, we've the numbers of people needing referred to us have been increasing month on month since April, and there's a traditional spike around December as well. So last year we had 600 clients just in December. 200 of those were children. So if it's around a similar amount this year, or even more, obviously it's going to be a very busy time. Yeah, we have permanent collection points at Waitrose in Willoughby, Tesco's, St Stephen's, and also Asda and Mount Pleasant. They're doing a collection throughout December. So if you're in any of those areas, we'd love to have donations, or if you'd like to drop them directly at the food bank, just give us a call or look us up on our website.
A merger between two of Lincolnshire's leading housing providers has taken a step forward. North East Lincolnshire Council has given formal approval to the merger between Shoreline Housing Partnership and Boston Mayflower. The decision follows an 8-week consultation in which the majority of tenants supported the proposed plan. The new organisation will benefit from an additional £50 million. It'll enable around 60 extra new homes to be built in Lincolnshire every year. A final decision on the merger is expected in the new year. Residents across Lincolnshire are being urged to help shape the future of policing. The Police and Crime Commissioner Mark Jones has launched a comprehensive survey leading up to next year's budget for Lincolnshire Police. The survey will ask a range of questions about priorities for policing and personal safety. It can be found at the Commissioner's website. Plans for a new cycle hub by the coast are on track. Work has started on a new hub at Cleethorpes railway station. The restored ticket office will include a dedicated cycle storage area, fully equipped workshop and office facilities. It'll be operated by the Grimsby Cycle Hub. John Wilcox from NG says the new hub has a dual purpose.
It's really going to bring together a historic building that needs rescuing with a long-term purpose, which is to support cycling. And I think that's a highly sustainable approach to the building. So at the moment our design repurposes the interior for cycle storage, maintenance and for renting out bikes to people as they come to visit the resort.
It's really good because we've got a whole miles upon miles of coastline here for people to explore. They can come, park the car in the nearby car park or come on the train, borrow a bike and be off within a couple of minutes all the way down the seafront, enjoying all the facilities that are down there.
We're rescuing it from dilapidation. We're restoring it carefully as a listed building and we're repurposing it for the future. It's a compact building. We have to provide all the facilities for the cycle hub to function successfully, but at the same time it's a listed building, so we have to respect internal finishes and the existing building. So we're doing that carefully in tandem with the conservation officer to make sure that we respect its history.
Our sports correspondent, amongst other things, Jack Muscat, joins me now to discuss some of the big sporting stories breaking over this week. Jack, welcome.
Thank you, Hugh. Thank you.
Welcome to the studio. What's going on in the fascinating world of sport?
Well, there's some big news today. Hull City have announced a new manager, a new head coach. It's going to be Nigel Adkins. Now, he replaces Leonid Slutsky, who the Russian manager who was at Hull. He's been at Hull for about 6 months now, but he was sacked on Sunday evening. Nigel's come in today and he took charge of training today already, and he's going to take charge of the team for his first game on Saturday against Brentford.
Well, good luck to him, though. I'm rather sad that I won't be able anymore to say so frequently the words Leonid Slutsky.
Yes, well, he was quite popular, considering that he wasn't doing too well with results on the pitch. He seemed quite popular among the fans still, even right until his last day. So I went to the Bristol City game, and from my experience of going to football games, when the team are doing very poorly and they're near the bottom of the table, they seem to be losing, not grinding out the results, getting the wins. They tend to turn on the manager rather than the players. They sort of call for their heads. But I wasn't getting that, and they haven't been doing that to him. In fact, in some games I heard they've been chanting his name. So the support was there for Leonard Slutsky. But obviously the owners ran out of patience and they cut ties with him on Sunday, and now we've got a new man in. Any
particular plans? Does the new man have a strategy, a grand design?
Well, he's already spoken to the club website today, and he said the priority is sorting out the defence, because Hull have got this joint second worst defence in the division. They just concede goals, like too many goals go in. But what he did say on a positive note is that there's no worries going forward, because Hull are actually the third highest scorers in the division, despite being quite low down the table.
Let's move on to Grimsby Town. I was at their training ground this morning, and thank you to Grimsby Town for all their wonderful hospitality. I can report that Russell Slade, the manager of Grimsby Town, had a turkey baguette sandwich for lunch today.
Oh, lovely. Well, he takes no prisoners, I tell you, Russell Slade, because last week I managed to get images of him and the players training in the snow on Cleethorpes Beach. So
absolutely
it's tough love from the manager there, I'd say.
Thank you very much, Jack. Join me after the break. Jack will be back to bring us a roundup of all the latest sporting action, and our very own Luke joins me on the sofa to talk about the culture. Welcome back. You're watching Estuary News. Still to come tonight, Jack brings us a roundup of all the latest sporting action, and I'll be joined by our very own Luke with the latest news from the City of Culture. Two banks are set to close in East Yorkshire. NatWest and Lloyds are to leave the seaside town of Hornsea in June due to a lack of customers. The rise in online banking has been blamed for the closures. The MP for Beverley and Holderness, Graham Stewart, has written to the banks with concerns that the closures will affect elderly residents. He wants to know if alternative face-to-face services can be provided. The Lincoln Christmas Market gets underway today. The 4-day event is expected to pull in crowds of around 250,000 people. Over 280 stalls will be nestled in and around Lincoln Castle and Lincoln Cathedral, offering something for everyone from unusual gifts to food and drink. Extra police officers have been deployed to patrol the streets. Roads will be closed. The Festival of Christmas Trees and Wreaths is getting people into festive cheer in Brigg. Run by Brigg Town Partnership, it features numerous trees and wreaths sponsored by local businesses. It runs from today until Sunday. Fred McNamara brings us the story.
Christmas trees and wreaths are illuminating St John the Evangelist Church in Brigg. Local businesses and organisations have sponsored these colourful creations as part of Brigg Town Business Partnership's Festival of Christmas Trees and Wreaths. Running until Sunday the 10th of December, the idea is to bring local people and outfits together whilst also raising funds for the church.
It is part of Brigg Town Business Partnership's Christmas programme, so again it's something different. Other towns do it and we know it's very, very successful. We have a very pretty church here, and as you can see the trees and the wreaths have actually brought the church alive. And we really wanted to share the church with other members of the community, encourage more people to come through and visit the church, and for businesses and organisations to be involved. The businesses don't actually pay to exhibit a tree or a wreath. They provide the tree and the wreath, and then we ask for donations. So it is all free to the members of the public, because we are aware it's a very expensive time of the year for people. So it is free. And then obviously we're asking for donations.
It's actually going very well. Jane has been really the driving force, and it's a number of people that have helped along the way. I'm dual purpose really, because I belong to the church and I also belong to Brigg Rotary, and Brigg Rotary are helping steward this festival. And it's such a pleasure to be able to try and bring something to Brigg and be part of the community. And I think it's going to hit the mark.
It's been good fun. It's been very hard. I didn't actually realise how hard it was going to be for the first year. The businesses have been very, very positive on organisations, and we initially wanted to keep it small just in the church, but I do think that if next year we have a larger demand, we could actually extend it. But the main idea is to encourage people to come into Brigg, come into the town centre,
visit the church and look at the trees and wreaths, but also see what a lovely town we have because it's beautifully decorated for Christmas, and hopefully support all the independent shops in Brigg.
With over 30 businesses and organisations taking part, this festival hopes to encourage Brigg's residents to take pride in their historic market town. From McNamara, Estuary News.
And I'm joined now by Luke, by our very own Luke, with the latest news from the City of Culture. Luke.
Good evening, Hugh. Happy Thursday. Nice to be with you, as
And
always.
to you too. What's going on in Hull?
A Winter Wonderland drive-in cinema, which sounds quite fun. This caught my eye when I was researching potential stories earlier. Running from the 11th to the 17th of December, so that's imminent, at the KCOM Craven Park. Enjoy Christmas movies straight from the comfort of your own car, if you have one.
Well, this is a very sort of American idea, isn't it?
Yes.
Drive-in cinemas.
Yes.
I didn't know aware that there is one in this country at all.
Yeah, well, Hull's obviously a pioneer.
Indeed.
For this hobby.
It's a sort of great theme of American 1950s high school movies, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But why is this particularly Christmassy?
Well, because there's going to be a whole raft of Christmas films which are going to be broadcast throughout that week, including the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Brilliant.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
One of my favourite songs is from that, by the way.
I've never seen that one.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
And the great Christmas track by Darlene Love called I'm All Alone at Christmas, which I may well be.
Oh dear, I'm sure you would.
Violin. And of course, the fabulous It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, well, that's the sort of Christmas staple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart, the one.
That's right, yeah. So hopefully within that week, something to suit everybody.
Okay.
And the way this, Hugh, the way this works is audiences will turn up, tune into their radio, and the film's sound will be transmitted straight into their vehicle's audio system.
Righto.
Popcorn will be available.
Fantastic. Okay. Now, there's a bit of music coming up as well.
Yes,
again,
that's
it's
right.
very Christmassy, The Snowman.
Very Christmassy. And this also sounds like it will be great fun at the Hull City Hall, 30th of December, 1:30 in the afternoon. The Snowman is going to be screened along with a live orchestra, and musicians are going to perform the soundtrack from the film, accompanied by a local child soloist who's going to sing the classic Ali Jones track, Walking in the Air.
Yes. You get a bit tired of that after a while, don't you?
I know, it is a great song, but
It's beautiful, but maybe just once a year.
Yeah, once a year, at this event perhaps.
Okay, and just remind me, I think you did say, but where and when for that one?
Towards the end of the year, towards New Year, 30th of December, Hull City Hall at 1:30.
Okay.
And the film's going to be shown on a giant screen, and a visit from a snowman.
Brilliant. Righto. Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, the Little Kiddywinks from the Park Street Performing Arts Centre are going to perform their version of the Alice in Wonderland story.
Right.
And that's going to be 15th to the 17th of December, and that's on Park Street in Hull City
Classic Lewis
Centre.
Carroll story,
Yes,
of course.
that's right. The novel dates back to 1865.
Does it?
Yeah.
Lewis Carroll, whose real name was Charles Dodgson, was a teacher of maths at Oxford University.
That's right.
And when Queen Victoria said, send me your next book after Alice in Wonderland, he sent her a book about mathematics.
Okay.
And she was not amused.
Not surprised.
One more very quickly, which was a favourite of yours, I think, Mamma Mia.
Yes. Which is your favourite ABBA track, Hugh?
Oh, well, Waterloo, I suppose.
Okay. Mine probably Dancing Queen.
Where is Mamma Mia available? This is not the film, this is a show.
That's right. The first time ever it's going to be coming to Hull, 31st of May to the 3rd of June next year. So an ideal Christmas present for those who love ABBA and a spot of Dancing Queen.
Long time to prepare for that. Thanks very much, Luke.
Thank you.
Jack's back now with all the rest of the sports news.
As you may have heard earlier in the show, Hull City have a new manager. The Tigers have appointed Nigel Adkins as head coach on an 18-month contract as a direct replacement for Leonard Slutsky, who left the club on Sunday. Adkins had been out of management since being sacked by Sheffield United in May 2016. He becomes City's fourth manager since the sacking of Steve Bruce in July 2016. Mike Phelan, Marco Silva and Slutsky have all held brief stints in charge. Andy Crosby, who played under Adkins during a successful spell at Scunthorpe United, joins as assistant manager. You can hear what the new Tigers boss has to say in tomorrow's sport. Meanwhile, there's some bad injury news for Scunthorpe United. Key defender Jordan Clark looks set to miss a large part of the rest of the season. Clark confirmed via social media that he'll require surgery on the hamstring injury he sustained in the League One victory against Charlton Athletic. After seeing a specialist, the Iron right-back faces a layoff much longer than initially thought. Scunthorpe manager Graham Alexander said it gives an opportunity for other players in the squad to make the position theirs.
It provides a chance for Levi, it provides a chance for Dwayne to continue there, provides a chance for other players who might be able to play right back, but it leaves a gap for someone to take, and this is the importance of training well, building up a bank of credit, a trust with the manager that he knows what you're going to do when you go into the game. So obviously Jordan being missing now for quite a while, there's a window of opportunity for someone, and it's down to them to take it.
Grimsby Town are looking to make it 3 wins in a row on Saturday as they welcome Forest Green Rovers to Blundell Park. A key part of the Mariners' return to form has been winger Siriki Dembele. The London-born 21-year-old has impressed in his first season in professional football, scoring 4 goals and being named as the EFL Young Player of the Month for November. His good form has led to rumours that several Premier League clubs are showing an interest in his abilities, including Swansea City and Crystal Palace. However, Town manager Russell Slade has dismissed these reports as mere speculation.
I think you're going to get speculation all the way through. He's done tremendously well. He's been Player of the Month Young Player of the Month in October. He's caught people's eye. There's no doubt about that. And at this moment in time, he'll be attracting a lot of scouts and a lot of attention, and that's good for the football club that we've got a player of that kind of calibre that's attracting that sort of attention. But he's a good kid, and his focus and concentration will be on Saturday.
And that's all for today's sport. Back to Hugh in the studio.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for tonight. Can't promise, but I'll endeavour to bring you the Football Manager's lunch decisions whenever I can. If you'd like to contact us, Facebook or Twitter pages, email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 01472 31 553, or you can write to us at Estuary TV, DN345BQ. Until tomorrow, good evening.